The Index of Economic Freedom measures the relative economic freedom of 179 countries. That's most of the countries in the world. By economic freedom, I mean how much or little the government intervenes in the economy. We instinctively knew that more economic freedom would lead to more prosperity, but we need the facts to prove that point. And so we set out to measure economic freedom in 179 countries around the world to give us the data and the information to back up that premise. And lo and behold, it's true. Most of the time, or at least in past indexes, all of the time, we have been in the highest category of freedom. In other words, the freest economies in the world. This year, for the very first time, the United States is dropping out of that high category of freedom, of the most free countries in the world. The fact that the United States fell out of the freedom category for the very first time means that we, the United States, are trailing Canada in North America. In other words, Canada has a freer economy than the United States does. The worst score happened in the banking section, or the banking factor of the index. This was the TARP bailout, the bailout of the banks, also the bailout of the General Motors and the auto industry adversely affected America's score, as did higher government spending. This idea of funneling money into government-financed jobs is not sustainable. You may get a short fix out of it. There may be a little uptick in the near term, but in the long term you need private capital going into the private sector that will be free from government intervention and by lower taxes. Sure, we can turn this around, but we have to do certain things. We've got to lower taxes, got to get the government out of the banking system, and we need to have less regulations on the private sector. You want to score well on this index because if you're doing better on it, you have a better chance of producing more prosperity for more people in the future. If you're doing worse on it, the opposite is true.